Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Digital StoryTime. We are going to read interesting stories for grade 3 learners, but can be enjoyed by all children. Each story has a title, a body, questions, and a glossary for you to learn new words and signs. We hope you enjoy and learn some new things. Welcome. A walk in the forest. Jim and Jen lived near a big forest. One day, they went to the forest. They found people cutting trees. What will they do? Jim and Jen lived near a big forest. They liked to visit the forest. Mother had told them not to visit the forest on their own. One day, Jim and Jen went to the forest. The road into the forest was narrow. Jim walked in front and Jen followed him. As they walked, they saw a tree with red flowers. They picked some flowers. The children crossed a small river and went up a hill. Then a white hare came from a bush. Jim and Jen ran after the hare. The hare ran into a hole. It was now lunchtime. Jim and Jen sat under a big tree. They picked some orange flowers from the tree. They were hungry and tired. Jim fell asleep. Jen went to look for fruits in the forest. She saw two men cutting trees. She got scared and ran back to call Jim. The two men saw Jen and ran after her. Jim heard Jen calling. He went to help his sister. He saw the two men running after her. Jim ran very fast to call the chief. The chief came with policemen and arrested the two men. They took them to the police station. He thanked Jim and Jen for saving the forest. "It is good to take good care of the forests," said the chief. The chief then took Jim and Jen to their home. He said, "The children saved the forest from bad men today." Mother thanked the chief for bringing the children back home. We have finished reading the first book. Next are questions to test your comprehension. Ready? Questions. Number 1. Where did Jim and Jen live? Number 2. Who went to look for fruits? Number 3. What were the two men doing? Number 4. Why do you think the hare ran into a hole? Number 5. How did Jim and Jen save the forest? Narrow. Narrow. Forest. Forest. Flower. Flower. River. River. Hall. Hole. Bush. Bush. Chief. Chief. Arrest. Arrest. Police station. Police station. I hope you had fun reading this book and learned some new words and signs. We're now moving to the second book. Enjoy. A visit to grandmother. Story summary. A visit to grandmother. Adama, Kasim, Tani, mother and father went to visit grandmother in the village. They ate nice food at grandmother's home. Schools were closed. Our family was going to visit grandmother. We all got into the car. Father and mother sat in the front. Tani, Kasim, and I sat in the back seat. Tani said, "I want to see the farm." "I want to play with the pumpkin that looks like a ball," I said. "No, pumpkins are food," said Kasim. The children talked a lot. Father and mother talked too. We stopped at a hotel to eat. Father and mother got some cakes and milk. We all ate. Then father drove the car. Tani and Kasim fell asleep. It was now dark. We arrived late. Tani and Kasim woke up. We jumped out of the car. "Grandma! Grandma!" Kasim, Tani, and I shouted. We all hugged Grandma. "Welcome, my grandchildren," she said. We went into the house. Each of us took a cup of tea. We ate sweet potatoes too. Grandmother ate arrowroots. "They look like sweet potatoes," Kasim said. After eating, we sat around Grandmother. She told us funny stories. We enjoyed listening to the stories. Father and Mother sat near the fire. It was nice and warm. Then we went to sleep. The next day, we woke up early. We went to the farm with Grandmother. The farm had millet and maize. Grandmother cut some millet. "I will grind the millet to make flour," she said. Grandmother cut some maize cobs and asked us to carry them. We roasted the maize cobs and ate them. She then sent us to catch a cock that was outside. We ran after the cock and caught it. We took it back to Grandmother. When we read a book, we must always reflect on what we learn and understand from it. That's why questions and learning new words is always important. Ready for questions? Let's go. Questions. Number 1. Who was the family going to visit? Number 2. What did Tani want to see? Number 3. What did the children roast? Number 4. Why do you think the children sat in the back seat of the car? Number 5. What else do you think the children did at the farm? Glossary. Pumpkin. P U M P K I N. Farm. F A R M. Cakes. C A K E S. Coke. C O C K. Our third book for today is captivating and motivating. You will enjoy it.
At the game park. Class 1 pupils go on a trip to a game park. At the park, they see many animals. Find out about some of the animals the children saw at the park. It was on Jamhuri Day. Our class went on a trip. We went to Nairobi National Park. 3 teachers went with us to the park. We left school in the morning. All pupils were very happy. They will see many animals. Soon we were at the gate to the park. In the park, the bus moved slowly. We all stayed in the bus. "Is that a lion?" asked Tino. "Yes, it is. There are 2 lions," said one teacher. Then the bus stopped. We could now see other animals. Behind the bus were 4 giraffes. They ate leaves from a tall tree. The bus drove to a pond. We ate our lunch near the pond. We saw animals drinking water. There were zebras, antelopes, and an elephant. After eating lunch, we went to see more animals. We saw a warthog crossing the road. There were also monkeys and baboons. We heard the birds sing on trees. "There is a lion," Rob shouted. The lion chased an antelope. The antelope ran very fast. It got away. The lion looked sad. It was now time to go back to school. The bus left the park onto the main road. That day, we got back home late. We were all very happy with the trip. We had fun.
When we read a book, We must always reflect on what we learn and understand from it. That's why questions and learning new words is always important. Ready for questions? Let's go.
Questions. Number 1. Where did class 1 go for a trip? Number 2. How many teachers went with the pupils? Number 3. How does the pond help the animals? Number 4. Why were the pupils happy? Number 5. Which animals have you seen? Write their names.
We are done for today. See you next time. Happy reading. Bye.